Hello and welcome to our YouTube channel. This is Rekha Sharma. Today I'll discuss a very important topic: how to use the power of storytelling to crack the job interview. Are you preparing for your upcoming job interview? Do you want to impress your interviewer with your answers? Do you want to be hired? So the answer to all question is prepare your answers using storytelling technique. It is the best skill to be used while answering the questions to make your answers interesting, effective. So watch this video till the end. Let's start the video. Storytelling and effective skill. In the job interview, we want the interviewer to remember who we are and recall the information we share and then hire us. हम क्या एक्सपेक्ट करते हैं? हम ये एक्सपेक्ट करते हैं कि इंटरव्यूअर हमें सिलेक्ट कर लें, हमारी इन्फॉर्मेशन से, हमारे आंसर से प्रभावित हो जाएं और हमें सिलेक्ट कर लें. एंड हाउ इज़ इट पॉसिबल? हाउ कैन यू मेक योर आंसर्स इफेक्टिव, कैप्टिवेटिंग, interesting? Only by using the power of storytelling. Because stories are more memorable than reciting facts. Okay, facts can be boring. Maybe interviewer has to interview so many candidates and all are telling facts in the same boring way. So if you want to differentiate yourself, if you want to stand out, use the power of storytelling while answering the questions. Because storytelling creates an emotional connection between you and the interviewer and make your information interesting. What are storytelling interview questions? There are of two kinds: behavioral questions, situational questions. Behavioral questions focus on the past experiences and they just see how you might act in the future role, in the future position you have applied for. And situational questions focus on future. They are asked to understand whether you can handle the actual work related situation and they test your thought process. So we are going to discuss both kinds of questions in the coming slides. But before that, it is very important to learn what are companies looking for? What is their mission? What is their vision? What are the skills required? So, if you know about them, then it will be easy for you to prepare your answers. The companies are looking for the candidate's thought process, his point of view, his problem solving abilities, how he uses his knowledge to think big or to add some value to the company, how he works with others. It means in a team. So if you have all these skills, then you can prepare your answers accordingly. What are the storytelling tips? If you want to create a story, if you want to use storytelling tip and trick, so what is the content of your story? You have to identify your most important facts. Make a list of important facts which you want to share with the interviewer. The challenges you faced, your skills, your qualifications, your work history. You just make a list of them. Then convert those facts into interesting and relevant stories to impress and engage the interviewer and build an emotional connection with him. Okay? Next point, focus on what the interviewer needs to know. I have just told you what are companies looking for. So the same skills the interviewer wants to see in you. Okay? So don't add unimportant details and be real. Next, when you create your own story, You should follow this STAR approach or SAR approach. What does it mean? STAR. S for situation, T for task, A for action, and R for result. So, whenever you create a story, you think about a situation from your past experiences, you describe it, but it should be relevant to the question. You can mention the task, the responsibility you are sharing in this situation, and action, mention the action or steps you took to complete the task, and the result, what is the outcome of your efforts, and what have you learned from this experience. It's very important question. When to use storytelling technique in the interview or when not. Okay? When not to. Use storytelling technique when the interviewer is trying to put up behavioral questions or situational questions. When he is trying to know you as a person. Okay? Can you solve a problem? Can you face the challenge? So, this kind of questions are included, or they are also known as storytelling questions. So, you can use this technique only when you answer such questions. For example, tell me about the time when you had taken a tough decision at your workplace, and don't use storytelling when the interviewer is asking direct question, when he just wants to collect information like why this company, why this job, okay, you have chosen. So this is a direct question, so you have to give information. Very simple, but the golden question which is asked in your interview process: tell me about yourself. So, how can you tell it in the story form? What should be the content? The content should be, you have to you have to tell the interviewer about what is unique in you, which makes you different from others. Okay? Your experiences, your skills, strengths, facts, work history, education, personality traits, they are all your stories. You can use them in your story. Don't tell the events in chronological order like other applicants, otherwise, your facts will be boring and the interviewer won't take much interest. So, you have to look different. So, follow the storytelling technique. Find out what the company is looking for, as I have just discussed, and the values, the skills you can include in your story to impress the interviewer. And you mention examples from your past experiences, which where you would have shown those abilities, so you can include those experiences also. See the sample answer. I had recognized my interest in computer when I was in school. I enjoyed my computer class. I decided to make it my career. So you have to give the background also, the situation. After studying computer science in college, I worked as a web developer. So the task or action, and pursued advanced course on HTML skills. Last year, I got a chance to work on new software project. That is the result. And then I would love to create websites and software as a senior developer in your company. Now the common behavioral interview questions, like tell me about a time when you solved a problem. Okay. Suppose this question is put up. So what does the interviewer wants to test your problem? He wants to test your problem solving skill. Solving skill, okay? Solving. The problem solving skill. You can find an example from your past experiences at your workplace when you use the problem solving skill and address the problem. एंड वॉट यू लर्न फ्रॉम द प्रॉब्लम, ये बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है. आपने प्रॉब्लम दूर करी लेकिन उससे सीखा क्या, उस एक्सपीरियंस को आपने आगे कैसे यूज़ किया. सो यू हैव टू टेल दैट. प्रूव दैट यू आर वेरी क्रिएटिव, रिसोर्सफुल एंड मोटिवेटेड प्रॉब्लम सॉल्वर. Example, when did you solve the conflict between two members of your team? So any situation can arise and you can discuss. Next question, behavioral question. Tell me about a challenge you faced and how you overcame it. So the points you have to remember, talk about a specific challenge which you faced in your workplace and which stood in your way. Means it was really creating problem for you. Then which action you took to overcome the challenge. And if you are a fresher, you have no experience, then you can use an example from your school, college, or workplace. Suppose the challenge was to finish your project, you were given the deadline and you could not finish the project before the deadline. So, and what action you took, how you completed your project. So, that way you can make your story. Then next question, tell me a time when you made a mistake. That is also behavioral question. So what is important here? How you react. Do you admit your mistake or you let go? तो कभी भी इंटरव्यूअर के सामने आपने इसको इग्नोर नहीं करना है, बल्कि अगर आपसे मिस्टेक हुई है तो आपने उसको स्वीकार करना है. ओके. और मिस्टेक भी आपने माइनर लेनी है, कोई सीरियस मिस्टेक नहीं लेनी है. Focus on the step you took to fix it and what you learned from your mistake. This should be mentioned in your story. अब मिस्टेक्स भी कई तरीके की हो सकती हैं. मिसकम्युनिकेशन, मिसअंडरस्टैंडिंग और मिस डेडलाइन, लैक ऑफ अटेंशन टू डिटेल्स, डिसएग्रीमेंट, errors in presentation, conflicts while working with others. Okay, with others. Tell me a time when you failed. So this is also a behavioral question, but the sample answer given. As a project manager, I was leading a project for one of my important clients in my previous company. I told him that it would take 3 weeks to complete, but the client wanted the project to be finished within 2 weeks, and I agreed. But after some time, I realized if I had to deliver quality work, that is the task, and I needed more time. So the action took, I contacted my client and said sorry first, and then I requested him to extend the deadline for completing the task with quality work. He understood my problem and agreed. And what was the result? The result was I could manage to finish my project on time, and the client was also happy. He appreciated my work. It was quality work. I used my experience at managing the client's expectations in much better way in future. However, I learned to manage my time much better. Next is situational question. Tell me about a situation where you had to work with a difficult colleague. Difficult colleague means difficult to handle. So you can show your patience here while dealing with such people and meet the work goal. So sample answer is given. I had a team member who wanted things done in his own way. One day I had to team up with him on a project. He didn't agree with my new idea. I stayed calm and handled him tactfully. First, I listened to him what he suggested. I convinced him with enough data. The project was successful. It was a great success. And later on, he became my favorite. So this was the sample answer, and you can create your own story by following these sample answers. Now the exercise. I have given you behavioral questions and situational questions. You have to read them and you have to create your stories, and you can share your experience with me through your comment. Tell me a time when you worked as a leader. Tell me a time when you worked with a team. How would you handle if your team resisted a new idea or policy you introduced? And what would you do if an important task was not up to the standard, but the deadline or to complete it had passed? So prepare your stories on the basis of these situations, and share your experience with me. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I want to thank you all for giving me so much love and support to my previous video, and I hope you will give the same love to this video too. And if you are new to this channel, then kindly subscribe it if you are new to this channel, and thank you so much.